Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News. I'm Kristen Burton.
And I'm JJ Jackson. We begin tonight by sending it outside the Auburn University Student Center to Drew Smithwick, who has an update on weather. Drew?
Thanks, guys. So we came outside because we saw a little bit of a drizzle earlier, and it's been 43 days since we've had any sort of measurable precipitation. So we wanted to get a better look out here and give you a live look. We're outside the Auburn University Student Center, and while we don't have any rain yet, we're expecting a good bit of rain to start around midnight and head into the early hours of the morning and continue well on into the afternoon tomorrow. But we'll give you more of a look at that in our live forecast later. As for now, back to the desk with you guys.
Thank you, Drew. Earlier today, a knife-wielding man attacked several students on Ohio State University's campus. The knife appeared to be a large kitchen knife, and it was stated that the suspect was chasing students trying to stab them. The suspect, an 18-year-old Somali man, is now dead. He has been identified as Abdul Razouk Ali Artin.
Many news outlets released that this was an active shooter situation, but the gunshots heard were from the police officers attempting to stop the suspect.
9 people were hospitalized. 1 is in critical condition.
Many students tweeted pictures of their barricaded classroom doors to prevent the suspect from entering. The campus will reopen tomorrow.
Auburn University offers active shooter classes multiple times each semester. While there are no more classes this semester, they will resume in the spring. Eagle Eye reporter Molly Vines has more.
The Department of Public Safety and Security holds 3 active shooter classes a semester on Auburn's campus to better prepare students for a dangerous situation with an active shooter. Associate Director from the Department of Public Safety and Security, Chance Corbett, hosts these classes because he believes that students should be safe than sorry. At the beginning of the class, Corbett asked students to prepare for a suspect that is about to come into the room. This shows students what they would normally do versus what they should be doing.
Well, I have a law enforcement background, obviously, and with going around the state teaching law enforcement officers how to best respond as well, we realized, there's a lot of wealth in trying to teach our students and employees on campus what to do until the police actually arrive.
Chance Corbett began teaching this class across campus in 2008 and beyond in 2009. Students in this class will learn how to become a leader during an active shooter situation, learn how to blockade a door, escape, or handle an active shooter if they were to come in.
You always want to know about the emergency procedures that are going on, and you need to know what you're going to do, so figured it might as well come tonight. Most important thing I learned was how to secure the various door types. That's something I didn't know before, and it's useful to know.
Molly Vines, Eagle Eye News.
Turning now to international headlines, over the weekend it was announced on Cuban state television that Fidel Castro has died.
The revolutionary Cuban leader died on November 25th at the age of 90. Here is Raul Castro's statement announcing his brother's death.
Dear people of Cuba, with profound pain, I have to sadly inform you, to our friends from our America and to the world, that today, November 25th, 2016, at 10:29 in the evening, the commander and leader of the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro Ruz, died. Following the explicit desires of leader Fidel, his remains will be cremated in the early hours of tomorrow, Saturday the 26th. The organizing commission of the funerals will give our people detailed information about the organization of the posthumous tribute that we will give to the founder of the Cuban Revolution. Until victory, always.
Castro came into power in 1959 following a revolution overthrowing former dictator Fulgencio Batista. Castro promised supporters democracy and an end to repression.
However, during his 47-year rule over the island country, Castro increasingly used repressive tactics to enforce his regime's grip on the country. Intolerance of those opposing his rule and repeated failures of the Cuban economy are hallmarks of his reign.
The United States cut diplomatic ties with Cuba in 1961. Castro lived long enough, however, to see a historic thaw in relations between the two countries. They reestablished diplomatic relations in July of 2015, and President Barack Obama visited the island this year.
Fidel Castro's funeral will be December 4th, following 9 days of official mourning. While this is a somber time for many Cubans, it is a time of celebration for Cuban Americans.
You're looking at reaction from Cuban Americans in Miami's Little Havana neighborhood moments after Castro's death was announced.
The death of Castro had become a running joke among many in the Little Havana area, following over 600 failed assassination attempts.
Police closed streets in the section of Miami to allow people to continue to celebrate. Protesters say they were celebrating the death of a man who separated families, imprisoned and killed those in opposition to Castro's regime.
More on this story tonight. Reactions have been mixed from politicians since Fidel Castro's death. President Barack Obama releasing this statement that says, in part, "Today, we offer our condolences to the Castro family. The Cuban people must know that they have a friend and partner in the United States of America." The statement also discussed the political disagreements between the two countries and touched on the work President Obama has done to restore political ties with Cuba.
Former Republican presidential candidate and current Florida Senator Marco Rubio also reacting to the death of Fidel Castro, saying history will remember Castro as an evil, murderous dictator who inflicted misery and suffering on his own people. Rubio, a Cuban American, is the son of Cuban immigrants.
President-elect Donald Trump also responding, taking to Twitter saying, "Fidel Castro is dead." Hours later, Trump's transition team released a longer statement saying, in part, "While Cuba remains a totalitarian island, it is my hope that today marks a move away from the horrors endured for too long and toward a future in which the wonderful Cuban people finally live in the freedom they so richly deserve."
In election news tonight, Hillary Clinton's campaign said Saturday it will take part in efforts to push for recounts in the states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The Clinton campaign now joining with Green Party candidate Jill Stein, who has raised millions of dollars to have votes counted again in Wisconsin.
Clinton campaign counsel Mark Elias said the campaign's own investigation has not uncovered any evidence of hacking of voting systems. He also says while they are not going to contest the results itself, they have decided to take part in the effort to, quote, ensure that it is fair to all sides.
Now, Clinton would have to win the recount in each state to win enough electoral votes to win the election. Trump is ahead by over 10,000 votes in Michigan, over 70,000 in Pennsylvania, and over 22,000 votes in Wisconsin.
Coming up, Ellie McCoy has all the upcoming holiday events in Auburn and how you can get involved. You're watching Eagle Eye TV on Channel 6.
This text that I'm about to send will cost me my life. Not only my life, but also my brother's life. Sorry, little bro, but I'm running late and I really want to know when the party ends.
In our own little way, each of us craves connection. It's not always easy to pinpoint, but you can feel it. What we need is somewhere to unwind and explore, somewhere where expressing our personalities is a delicious journey. Imagine a place that treats your taste buds to new possibilities, a fresh retreat from normal, where you don't order food, you inspire flavor. A place where the toppings you choose can express your character, and the only thing more important than quality ingredients is someone to share them with. Pizza doesn't just bring out our favorite flavors, it brings out our favorite personalities. And with over 78 billion possible pizza combinations at Pieology, we invite you to express your own. Just bring your imagination, we'll take care of the rest.
Hey guys, I'm Ellie McCoy and this is Eagle Eye Entertainment. This Wednesday evening, Auburn's Got Talent will be taking place in Langdon Hall. All proceeds will go towards Macon County Animal Humane Society. Tickets are $3 ahead of time or $5 at the door. Be sure to look out for the Humane Society on the concourse this week selling tickets. Career Preserve will be hosting the Ho 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 Holiday Hike this upcoming month to help Auburn community get into the holiday spirit. The Preserve says the hike will include looking for animals and an elusive visitor in red. To conclude, the hike will be followed by a bonfire with hot cocoa. Admissions is $3 per person, and donation for the Alabama Food Bank will also be accepted. For more information, visit www.auburn.edu/preserve. Continuing the festivities for the younger group of Auburn Tigers is the Rocky Brook Rocket Reindeer Express. Starting December 1st, kids 2nd grade and younger are invited to ride a train through a display of Christmas lights while enjoying hot chocolate, face painting, and meeting Santa himself. The event begins at 5:30 at Monkey Park. Admission is free, but train rides are $1. To celebrate the holidays and take a break from studying, UPC is presenting the Jingle Bell Jam. This Wednesday morning, students will be able to participate in cookie decorating, visit a hot chocolate bar, and get ahead on Christmas gifts by making customizable mugs. The event starts at 10 in the Student Center Ballroom. This week, I took to the concourse to ask fellow students about their upcoming holiday plans. With Thanksgiving break over and students back on campus for the final stretch of the fall 2016 semester, there is no doubt that Auburn's campus and its students are getting into the Christmas spirit. Today, we decided to go out and ask students what their favorite holiday tradition is as we head into the holiday season. What is your favorite Christmas tradition, Gavin?
My favorite Christmas tradition is on Christmas Eve, my mom always lets us open one present, and she acts like we never know what it is, but it's always pajama pants, and it's fun to just, everyone put on a new pair of pants and I guess go to bed and wait for Santa.
My favorite Christmas tradition is probably baking cookies with my family on Christmas Eve.
My favorite Christmas tradition is going to Minnesota because I get to be with my grandparents and aunts and uncles, and I get to play in the snow, which gives it more of a Christmas feel.
My favorite Christmas tradition is when, in my neighborhood, everyone decorates their house, like all out gets it. And then we all jump into our cars and drive through the neighborhood and pick out what house did the best decorating job.
As students study hard on campus for the next 2 weeks, the excitement of going home for the holidays will surely grow even more. Reporting for Eagle Eye News, this has been Ellie McCoy. For more entertainment news, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye TV. Also, tune into The Scoop Wednesdays at noon right here on Eagle Eye TV. Up next, we will take a look into the world of Auburn sports. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis! Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Seasons have ended and more teams are just starting out. I'm Aaliyah Smith and this is Eagle Eye Sports. The women's soccer team competed in the Gainesville Regionals before Thanksgiving. The Tigers were able to take down UConn to advance their second straight Sweet 16 round. In the Sweet 16, they met with the #1 seeded Florida Gators. The Tigers were able to defeat the Gators to advance to the team's first ever Elite Eight in the program history. On Black Friday, the Tigers traveled to California to take on the USC Trojans. It was a hard-fought contest, but the Tigers could not keep the Trojans out of the back of the net as they fell 1-0 to USC. The Tigers ended their historic season with a 17-7 record. Volleyball closed out its season on Saturday. The Tigers hosted Texas A&M, losing 3-1. The team went 15-16 for the season and finished 6th in the SEC. 3 players on the team also received special recognition. Jesse Earl, Alexa Philly, and Gwen Jones earned all SEC honors. Staying on the court, we have another top 25 ranking, the women's basketball team at number 23 in the latest AP poll, which was released today. The Tigers' this is the first time the team has broken to the top 25 since 2009. They will be back in action this Thursday when they travel to take on Kansas State. The men's basketball team is also looking hot. Over the weekend, the team competed in the Cancun Challenge, making it all the way to the championship game. 17th ranked Purdue handed Auburn its first loss of the season. That was also Auburn's first bracketed tournament final since the San Juan shootout in 2002. The Tigers return to Auburn Arena tomorrow when they host USC Upstate. What's a rivalry week without the Iron Bowl? The Tigers headed to Tuscaloosa Saturday to take on the #1 ranked Crimson Tide. It's not breaking news that Auburn has been suffering from injuries causing multiple setbacks to the team's overall performance. Jeremy Johnson was announced the starting quarterback for the game. What started out as a defensive battle, the Auburn defense held the Tide to just 13 points in the first half. Alabama scored a field goal and a touchdown in the first quarter and knocked another field goal to close out the half. On the Auburn side, the Alabama defense held the Tigers out of the end zone, and Daniel Carson put the Tigers on the board with 3 field goals. In the second half, the Tigers were held off the board until Daniel Carlson knocked in a 27-yard field goal in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. The Tide was able to put 2 touchdowns in the third quarter and then a field goal in the fourth quarter to seal the 30-12 victory over Auburn. With the regular season now over, the Auburn Tigers will have to wait for how the conference championship weekend goes and for that bowl selection committee to see where they will be playing this postseason. Want more sports updates throughout the week? We've got you covered. Just like us on Facebook at Eagle Eye TV and catch Tiger Tally every Friday. Now let's send it back over to Kristen and JJ for the update on weather in Auburn.
Thanks, Aaliyah. As for the weather in Auburn, we are still in a severe drought. The lack of rain this fall has had a serious impact on Auburn's environment and the entire southeastern United States. The red areas on these maps show where the drought is the most severe. According to the Drought Monitor, about 15% of the state is classified as suffering an exceptional drought.
Less than 0.5% of all the water on Earth is fresh, renewable, and accessible. So, whenever someone's going to do a load of laundry, make sure it's a full load, not a small load. Same thing if someone's loading a dishwasher. Something as simple as turning the water off when you brush your teeth, or taking showers that are long enough to get clean, but not so long that you stand there and just enjoy the luxury of a nice hot shower. Because these drought conditions are serious, and the city's reservoirs are very low, so every drop we can save makes a big difference.
Auburn Water Works Board has issued mandatory water conservation that limits home irrigation, prevents washing paved surfaces, and encourages residents to repair any water leaks in a timely manner. There will be a surcharge fee for those who use more than 12,000 gallons of water per cycle. Some of the restrictions, but are not limited to, include watering only on the days that correlate with your street address, not irrigating on Sundays and only watering between 8 at night through 8 in the morning, houses and paved surfaces to not be washed at all unless otherwise allowed to, trying not to waste water under any circumstances, and repairing water leaks in a timely manner.
Thankfully, though, rain is expected to fall late tonight, and thankfully, though, rain has begun to fall outside the Auburn University Student Center. Rain is expected to continue on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. We welcome in now Drew Smithwick with a live look at the weather.
Thanks, guys. I'm live outside from the Auburn University Student Center, and you can see on the ground we just had a significant drizzle. We're really hoping that rain's going to start. We're looking for it in the forecast. It's been touch and go here for a little bit, but as you can see, there's rain on the ground, so we're really excited about that. But getting into this weekly forecast, tomorrow in the morning, while you're getting ready to go to class, whatever you're about to do, start your day, you're going to see a lot of stuff in the morning, a lot of rain. It's going to be heavy and thick, so make sure you bring that rain jacket or that umbrella with you. it's going to be about 60 in the morning, so make sure to bundle up. By dinner time, it's going to be about 70 degrees, and it should have cleaned up by about 11 or 12 in the afternoon, so maybe not need that umbrella or the coat in the afternoon. But on Tuesday, it's going to be about 76 and 65. There's that basketball game at 7 o'clock, so if you want to go support your Tigers, they're going to be playing at home in the Auburn Arena. Wednesday, we're looking for even more thunderstorms. The thunderstorms look to be in the late afternoon on Wednesday. It's going to be a high of 71 and a low of 43. Thursday and Friday both look fairly similar. It's going to be about 61 on both days with a low of 37. And as you can see, moving across the country now, we have a very, very cold Salt Lake City. It's about 35 degrees out there. Dallas is 70 degrees, so it's nice and mild in Dallas. New York is unseasonably warm at about 61, 62 degrees. And then down here in Auburn, we're sitting nice in the 70-degree range. Moving around town, you can see in Montgomery, it's in the mid-70s. Same thing goes for Auburn and Columbus. So moving into next week, it's going to be nice, but we need the rain so badly. Just beware of flooding. There's going to be a lot of water on the ground, so just be careful when you're driving, when you're out and about, because it has been so long. 43 days is a long time. Be careful out there in the rain. Back to you guys at the news desk.
In local news, a man has been arrested for the shooting at a residence in the 100 block of Maple Street. On Thanksgiving Day at 2:30 in the afternoon, Auburn police responded to a shots fired call. However, the suspect ran away on foot. The man was firing at an individual with a handgun. The victim was not injured, however, a resident in the area sustained damage. After further investigation, Tony Smith, of age 27, has been arrested and charged with attempted murder. Smith is being held in the Lee County Jail with a bond of $75,000.
Opelika Mayor Gary Fuller and Auburn Mayor Bill Ham will help kick off the annual Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign this Friday. The mayors will begin their day at the Kroger on Dean at 9 in the morning to help collect donations. This is the 12th year that both of the mayors have participated in the Red Kettle campaign.
With Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, Auburn businesses are promoting local shopping for the holiday season. Eagle Eye reporter Julia Murphy has more.
Downtown Auburn boutique Rhapsody held a press conference today to speak about the importance of shopping locally.
The impact of holiday shopping to every small business owner in Auburn can either make or break their entire year's season.
The local retailers are really the backbone of a community and an economic driver not only in the community and city of Auburn but in the entire state. I would tell an Auburn student, it might be easy to order something online, but the real value in your dollars can be spent in a community and in a community business, and those dollars will be returned back to you by having nice streets, by having a good education system, and so many things that we know are supported by retail dollars.
Melissa graduated in 2009 but still loves to shop locally.
Auburn has something really unique that you just don't find everywhere else, and so I love coming here to shop, and I tell all of my friends whenever you're in Auburn, go downtown and visit those shops because it's just such a unique atmosphere that you don't find everywhere else.
We caught up with an Auburn University student and resident to find out how she feels about shopping locally.
I definitely think that over the holiday season, everybody coming out and shopping together, I think not only does it promote our community as a whole, just growing closer and doing things together, I think that it just promotes also the small businesses and keeps money coming, and that's just a really good time for them to just make money.
Reporting from downtown Auburn, Julia Murphy, Eagle Eye TV.
You know, JJ, I think it's great that all these small businesses do these Black Friday deals because I would much rather go shopping here in Auburn than travel to the malls with all the crowds. That's just crazy.
Absolutely. This time of year, everyone needs to be shopping for family and friends, and so the malls can get crowded. So props and A+ to the local businesses for trying to come up with an alternative.
Absolutely. Gets their name out there, too. Up next, we'll take a look into what was occurring in Auburn many years ago. You're watching Eagle Eye TV on Channel 6.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Today we take a look back to 1964 when the first African American was admitted into Auburn University. Harold Franklin was 32 years old when he first attended Auburn. He never set out to apply for Auburn and was seeking character references for a law school application when civil rights attorney Fred Gray put Franklin on track to become the first black student. Franklin was admitted to the graduate program under heavy guard and was kept isolated from many other students, especially with campus housing. Due to obstacles of the era, Franklin did not graduate from Auburn. However, 37 years later, Auburn awarded Franklin an honorary doctorate of arts. Auburn President Dr. Gogue spoke about the integration of Auburn University students in Eagle Eye TV's exclusive sit-down interview.
We moved in that direction. When you move to the civil rights era and you deal with the issues that went on in this country, you can go to other states in which, I'll use South Carolina as an example. The University of South Carolina, when it integrated that campus, it was a huge event with State Patrol and police, and everybody remembers that lived in South Carolina at the time. Clemson is the land-grant university. Clemson integrated with no fanfare. If you come to Auburn, we integrated with no fanfare. And our colleague across the state had the governor standing in the door to bar the entry. You go to Mississippi. The land-grant school there is Mississippi State. It was a non-event. You go to Ole Miss and people actually died during that integration. So we've always had a very different view of integration and inclusion and diversity at land-grant schools as compared to our colleagues.
So if you take a look at this tweet from this woman who interviewed him, it says, "Just interviewed Dr. Harold Franklin, the first African American to attend Auburn. A lot of people worked hard for me to be where I am." I mean, that is incredible. The fact that she got to interview him, I mean, the first black male to ever attend Auburn.
Absolutely, and you can tell how much it means to her talking about this man gave her the opportunity to be where she is today, and she got a chance to speak with him. I know that's something she'll forget for the rest of, or she'll remember for the rest of her life, I should say.
That's right.
We also have a tweet here from Rosanna Smith of WSFA. Her tweet reads, "Harold Franklin holding Auburn University proclamation." Just such a cool deal for him to get that honorary doctorate of arts from Auburn and the university giving back to him.
Exactly. So many years later, he is still making history here on this campus. If you would like to join the conversation, please use the hashtag EagleEyeTV on Instagram and Twitter. Well, that's all for Eagle Eye News tonight. Tune in after the show for a live look-in of the SGA Senate meeting. And keep up with all of the latest Auburn news throughout the week by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Eagle Eye TV. I'm Kristen Burton.
And I'm JJ Jackson. Thanks for joining us, War Eagle,
and happy holidays.